Shanika.
I'm gonna go on the Dropbox right here. Okay. This is my don't cry box. So first I want to just thank God for the opportunity to just really be here and speak before you all. Because Vanessa Alvarez is actually already honors grad, where she finished first. I was number one consistently in class, but Caleb did a amazing belief thing on, I think it was our first night in Hattiesburg when we learned fight. And one of the things I realized sitting here today, even as we was walking through our ride, I had to be honest with myself and say, where I was number two. And I know where I was number two. It's easy for me to, I didn't believe in me. Everyone else has always believed in me. Everyone else has always pushed me. And I do the same thing to everyone else. Like, I'm so used to just shrinking back and just saying, go, you can do it, you can do it. But when it came to me, I didn't have that for myself. I even did it on yesterday. We had the competition with the names, and I was talking to the surgeon. I was like, well, I actually had this many. I said, but they just told me it was going to be around this time. He's like, you would want it. But it's like, in my mind, it's like that sabotage was always there. But not anymore after today.
Woo!
About a lady I know. And I remember this lady, it was 2020 COVID. This lady had a diploma place. She had 3 kids with her at the time. And I think she had just had a grandchild. No, she had just had a grandchild. And so during that time, she ended up having to go live with a friend of hers. And I remember the lady sitting on this bed, and she just broke down and she just started crying. She was like, you can't tell me that this is how this is supposed to be. Like, I know life isn't supposed to be this way. Had been through a divorce, was married for more than 10 years, was with the gentleman for more than 20 years, and never thought that she would be in the place that she was in. And knew that there was an opportunity or something out there for her. Well, in experiencing that, I was a lady. And so I've had this speech with you all already this morning. Like, we've already talked about this, I've already cried. Like, we've already done this. But then we had to come today, and Nick did a whole nother thing on your why. And I thought I was pretty much clear on my why. So I'm going to share what's most important to me. And what's most important to me is time and money through. My children, my family, and never being in a position where I lose anything again. Because I have lived a life of loss. Like, and it's not just things, but it was loss in time, just being with my children. Like, I lived a life of just loss. And we don't have time to deal with that. So my why, I've always felt like small and insignificant. Experienced like quite a few hardships in life. I would say the pain of like going through that loss and having my children. I'm a mother of 4. And I now have 6 grandkids. And just the pain of like living life and experiencing divorce and having kids that were really going through mentally, where you're still trying to go to work and you're still trying to push through for your children, but at some point you don't know when can you have a moment to where you just compartmentalize those. I probably masturbated to the point to where it expressed itself in my body at one point. But I never want to experience it again, and I don't want others to experience it because not everyone recovers from it. But why? I just don't want anyone to experience it. Okay, try to leave it right there. But then we got the really the why. And the really the why was because people deserve more. And people need to know that they deserve more. I want to be an example of what more can look like. Not just for myself, but for my family. And people deserve more what I've learned is God has allowed me and brought me through situations and circumstances that a lot of people wouldn't survive. I remember working in healthcare and there was a young lady, one of the doctors came in and she was saying, She said, you know the nurse that was over at this hospital? She was like, she committed suicide. I said, well, why? She said she had just went through a divorce, and the divorce was a year ago. She didn't survive it, but through the grace of God, I survived mine. Yeah. So that touched me in a way to where I was like, okay, I can't just think about myself. I gotta live this life not just for me, but for other people, because God has allowed me to survive some things that other people would have never gotten through. So that's what this business is about for me. It's about, for me, my next. I would say my next, even in WFG, is how many people can I serve? How many people can I reach? How many people can I get to so they never experience this? So I can share my story with them and let them know, hey, you can come do this too. Like, girl, I already paid the price for this for you. You don't have to do this on yourself. So just bringing people through that place and just learning to just overcome and just, because how would it make me feel? I would have a sense of joy because I would feel like I served the Lord so until I was able to help him to save a life in whatever capacity that looked like. So I'm thankful for the Million Hour Group, and I think even just being able to go through CFT is something even greater than just walking the stage and doing a high vibe. And it's, to me, this is the most important thing that anyone that comes into this business should experience. And I'm thankful to Tracy and to Nick for just the systems that they put in place for people like us to be able to come and do what we do here now. So thank you.